All right, guys. Oh, got announcements happening. So the show, for all practical purposes for us, on a Sunday afternoon is over. We've moved into the weather category, so there is still show going on. However, you may have noticed another ribbon has been added. So here's where we landed. For Sunday, we only had 2 judges. So these are judges 7 and 8 for the weekend. Misty received 1 4th place win out of those 2 judges. So fabulous considering she's in a class of 14. A little bit of a bummer because I would have liked to see her place at least in both judges. But, you know, you can't. Like, when you have 14 goats, it's hard. Persephone took a 2nd place and a 1st place. And then she is the Grand Dame this weekend, and she took another senior doe. So we have 2 senior does, right? She got this one on Saturday. She got a reserve grand champion on Saturday, and now another grand champion on Sunday. So what that means is she now has 2 legs toward her master champion status, which equals what mom has. She needs 1 more grand champion to become a master champion. So she will have to go at least to 1 more show. And, you know, that'll be 8 different judges that may or may not appreciate her the way these judges did. So we'll see. Then we move to little Mr. Man here. Again, in his class, he took a 1st place and a 2nd place. So for the 8 shows overall this weekend, he took 6 1st places and 2 2nd places. So every single judge put him at the top of the class. A couple of them thought that there was a buck that was better than him. And, you know, at 6 weeks old, frankly, that's not unusual. He did not go on to grand champion, which is okay, fine. Again, completely unexpected at his age and normal. We did get some really good feedback from the judges, though. One of the judges was really interested in seeing him as he matures, right? The words he used were, you know, solidly put together, completely and totally unique, and his growth and his maturity and his manliness, which is all the things they talk about in the ring, were there, and so much so for such a young boy. But he did caution. He said, you know, he's 6 weeks. He could fall apart as he grows, and I think that's a fair caution. None of the other judges made mention of that, right? They really all recognize how structurally sound he was and how put together he is. But it is a fair caution that he is very young, and things change as animals grow. So, at the end of the day, I am super thrilled. Voodoo is going to stay a buck. He is going to stay with me, and he's going to hang out. I did want to make mention of one other thing, which I thought was hilarious today, and that is that Persephone was recognized. She was actually awarded 2nd place by this judge, so she was totally recognized. However, the recognition was that she didn't get 1st place because she was too generic. And I just had to laugh. Really? And part of that is, you know, a bit of a recognition that she's a solid white doe. She's not flashy. She doesn't have any color to draw your eye. It's the first time I've ever heard that commentary as a reason for her losing, but that tells you how strong that the class was, right? Like, they were literally nitpicking to come up with the differential between one versus the other and who's going to win. That bodes well for this breed. It bodes well for my herd, so I am not complaining. Now, if you've been following along, this is the last update you're going to get from the actual show grounds. We're going to be getting on the road and heading home. And once I get home, I need to sort through a few, they're doing some judges announcements, so if you can hear that in the background, that's what's happening. I need to sort through a few videos that we took during the show to see if the audio quality is okay, to see if you can hear anything. We actually have some of the judges' commentary hopefully captured. But the internet here in the boondocks was not good enough for me to be able to sort and upload. So I'll get that done when I get home. And after those go up, I have an incredible announcement to make that I am super excited about. Yes, it happened while I was here at the show. Yes, I need to make a special video just about it. So you probably won't see that until, well, today's Sunday. I've got a couple of days worth of videos to get you. So, mid next week, you'll see it. But I'm super excited to be able to make this announcement on top of everything else that happens. So once again, amazing weekend. Thank you all for being here and supporting us and cheering us along from the sidelines. And we're going to get everybody loaded up and get them on the way home. So until next time, there's work to be done. Bye for now.